Okay, let's go back. We're at the Star, beautiful place. You first came to the Cowboys, it was Valley Ranch. Your pre-draft visit, you made an incredible impression on so many people. What do you remember about that, and what do you remember about our first meeting?
Yeah, I remember you were tough. You were grilling me. You were grilling me on my adversity through the draft process. And, I remember just telling you over and over, owning up on the mistake and just, moving on and then getting on the chalkboard with you. And I remember drawing triple seam. And I remember kept trying to draw it under the mic, over the mic. And I'm like, man, I know this is a triple seam. And you get up there, erase that, and draw it right through the linebacker. And it was a little bit of a reliever of a stress. Like, okay, maybe he's making it tough on me. But I was awesome. Think about that, 8 years ago? Gosh, thankful to be where I am now.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Lots happened since then.
Very much so.
I remember the rookie mini camp going out there, and there was a question about you having played in the gun in college and playing under center. And I can remember the overwhelming impression is how coachable you were. You listened to it, you got it right, and you moved on. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, that's always something I've tried to take pride in, is being coachable. And yeah, I remember that very, very vividly. And that first step, digging, getting out from under center, it's almost a run back, but keeping your shoulders forward. To watching the tape of you, Troy, and the guys back in the day throwing and doing it from under center. So something I've always take pride in. I think really it stems from being a younger brother of three boys and really following those guys, watching those dudes do everything and trying to mimic their actions. That if I could master that and pick up on what they did and learn those things that way, then I could do a lot of things.
How has it served you since then, 8 years later, if you have that mentality of being coachable and always getting better?
I think for one, just being open, always being open to change, enjoying change, embracing it, having different, I guess you could say, systems, terminology, whatever it may have been through this whole process and journey of 8 years of really taking it in and embracing it and not being closed-minded about it. More importantly, saying, give me more, to show me why that's been successful. Okay, I get it there. I'm going to work on it and practice it. And I think this year's a great example of that, of the footwork change, to change footworks and the drop from under center in the gun in year 8 and really enjoy it and watch it be paying off and having success from it has been fun.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been fun to watch. One of my great memories of you is late August, we go up to Seattle in 2016, third preseason game. Tony Romo gets hurt on the third play, and you go in there, it was a 3rd and 8, and it was still the Legion of Boom back then.
Yeah.
And you look left, you kind of came back, you found Beasley, 12-yard completion, we're on our way. We all looked at each other on the sidelines like, I think we got something here.
Yeah.
And talk about the mentality to be able to go do that and embrace that opportunity.
Steamer option H angle. Yeah, just always preparing yourself to be ready. I always said, unfortunately, but fortunately for me, I got the starting position in all 3 levels, high school, college, and pro, from the guy going down in front of me and being able to come in and be prepared and ready for my job and for that opportunity. So always preparing to be the number one. It's a cliche thing that you tell guys to prepare and to always take those mental reps, but they were so huge to me throughout my life that it served me no different as when I got into the NFL, young rookie, right? Fourth rounder, you guys drafted me, grilling me on just getting out from under center on triple seam, and so but I'm gonna prepare and study for this thing in case that opportunity comes, and always holding myself to that standard, to that number one quarterback standard. And it fortunately paid off, not having to look back and taking advantage of that opportunity. And here we are 8 years later, and no plans of ever giving this up until I'm ready to.
Exactly right. You go on and win 13 games as a rookie, 13-3. And one of my big takeaways from that was how comfortable you were as a leader and how somehow you rallied everybody around you, veteran players who played in the NFL for a long time. And it just seemed like you developed these relationships and these guys wanted to play for you. Where does that come from?
I think for one, you've always said, you win with good people, right? Woody Hayes. And then so from there, one, just being myself. And, really going back to my rookie year, I credit those vets. I credit Sean Lee, Jason Witten, Tyrone Crawford. Those guys have really, Zach Martin, Tyron, of really pushing me forward, saying, no, go be that guy. Don't contain yourself. Don't contain what that leader in you. Don't you know what I'm saying, subside that because of who we are. Go get out in front and go do that. Use your energy, use your passion for the game. And I think that's what it comes from. I always have put into relationships, you know. Nobody cares what you know until they know how much you care. And I care about my teammates, you know, well beyond the numbers on their jerseys or that football field. And so it's about growing those relationships in the locker room that when we get into crucial moments or crunch time, they know I care for them and vice versa. And that trust is built that no matter what is asked for me to do them or for I need to do for them, that it's going to get done because it's for a better purpose and for the bigger purpose and for the common goal.
Yeah, one of my memories was, you know, we'd be up meeting, get game planning on a Wednesday or Thursday, and there'd be racket coming from the locker room, 7 o'clock at night, well after practice was over. We'd go down there, and you guys were playing hamper basketball with that giant tennis ball, right?
Still goes on.
You still playing?
Oh yeah, still goes on.
Good. Why is that important?
Just the camaraderie. The brotherhood. There's nothing more special than the locker room. Being able to sit next to, obviously I'm by CeeDee Lamb, but to sit next to a young guy and have a D lineman beside him, you know, in the locker room, positions, numbers, race, color, offense, defense, none of that matters. It's just about all these men being on the same page for one common goal. And the more you can protect that locker room, the more you can have fun in that locker room, be open in that locker room, it only makes being on the football field better.
Let's talk about being the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Troy Aikman used to tell me, hey, there's a lot of great things about being the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, but there's a lot of stuff that comes with that dinner.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience, the scrutiny you have, the high-profile nature of it, and what you love most about it, and what are some of the things you'd probably rather not have to deal with.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, I'm blessed. I'm blessed for this opportunity, this platform. Just as Troy said, yeah, it's a nice steak dinner, but a lot of things come with it, and a lot of things you get blindsided by, and scrutiny's for one, and that's okay. You know, I've always held myself to a high standard, so nobody's the biggest critic than I am on my game. I know what the reads were. I know what I should have done, and so when it doesn't match up to that, it's easy to block out. It's easy to say no, and if it does, yeah, I know. Right. I know where I messed up, and so. But the best part is really just being able to have such a reach, to be able to inspire others, tell my story, to overcome adversity, to really just give and serve not only the community, not only Dallas, but this world, because that's what this platform allows me to do.
Yeah, well, Man of the Year last year, fight, faith, and finish. Incredible. You've done some amazing work. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just the foundation, the faith, fight, finish foundation, and us being able to, as I said, not only inspire youth, but to be able to raise money for cancer research and development, to be able to bridge the gap between the law enforcement and the community they serve, and then just mental health and suicide prevention. All three things that I've been affected by throughout my life, and just understand that this world needs help in all of that. And, you know, and I actually have a fourth one is just serving families facing hardships, because my adversity could be different than your adversity, and I want to be able to help you. And that's my point about just wanting to serve others. This world is all about our relationships. We talk about our relationships on the football field, but goes well beyond this football field and this building. And so I just want to be the best that I can. I've been blessed in so many ways that I just want to help give.
Yeah, you're making the world a better place. Let's talk about this year. I saw you at the Rangers playoff game, and it was after the San Francisco game. You guys were on a bye, and maybe there was a little frustration at that time, and now 6 weeks later, you've never played better football. What's changed since then?
After that San Fran game, that one surprised me. You know, that one went into that game prepared, went into that game ready. Personally, thought the team did, thought we were ready to go, and just to get punched in the mouth the way we did, it was a great wake-up, humbling call for us and for this team, and understanding, yeah, it's about our journey, but we've got to make sure we're crossing our T's, dotting our I's, and doing every little thing right when you play other great teams like that, because they got the best of us that day, and we didn't fight the way that we should have through the end. And so I think, you know, that pissed everybody off, everybody in the building off, and so raised the focus up a little bit more, heightened the detail, and I think as a few of us changed, you know, we went to the game plan, changing how we want to attack guys, and being able to throw the ball more, spread teams out. You know, after the game, I realized I need to use my feet. I need to be more mobile. Maybe it's, you know, extending plays, allowing these guys to get open after the initial play. And a lot of good things have happened since then. At this point, we're really just trying to build and put the best versions of ourselves out there each and every week, getting better.
It feels like you are moving more by design, but also spontaneously, and also throwing the ball down the field a little bit more. Is that true?
That's definitely true. I mean, going back to San Fran game and really before that, we want to be aggressive, and you've got to take your shots. And I don't think we were doing that early enough. I mean, Coach McCarthy would be the first to say that. And so now it's about, you give us one-on-one and you want to challenge us, we're going to challenge you. See if you can keep up and you can run with the guys that we have. And we're going to take the top off of it. And then from there, we'll open up other things and play the game that we want to. And so, we've got to be aggressive, and you're going to get our fastball, and that's taking the shot.
That's awesome. How do you maintain it?
Continuing to be who we are and build off of what we've done. We can't get away from taking our shots. I can't get away from being mobile. Can't get away from our tempo and our speed. And at the end of the day, when adversity comes, stick together. And that's what's so special about this locker room, the brotherhood, the culture. Everything that we've created is we've got the men to do that, and we've got something special building.
How about CeeDee Lamb? You had a number one receiver in Des Bryant early in your career. You and CD just seem to be on the same page. How do you develop that?
I think for one, it's communication. Being able to play with CD from the time that he was drafted, now 4 years into this thing, watching him grow and watching him become more hungry and hungrier, and essentially just wanting the ball. He's a guy that, please, hand it to me, pitch it to me. Let me go block. He enjoys and loves the game of football and wants to be that playmaker, wants to make those game-changing plays. And as I said, it could be a block for that matter. He cares. He's a great teammate, does everything the right way, studies, is easy to communicate with. Hey, I want this, I want that. Use your speed here, get physical there. And at the end of the day, it's about our communication and our trust.
How do you take the next step? You guys have been close in the playoffs the last couple of years. You've had a lot of games where you've bludgeoned people this year, and then you've had a tough one against Philly, a tough one against San Francisco. How do you kind of break through that next level?
Yeah, that was so great about Seattle last week. Obviously a game that we needed, a close game like that after bludgeoning a bunch of teams here at home. Needed that close game that we had to get over that hump. Offense had to go out there and make some plays, and when the defense needed to, they stopped them. Big fourth down stops. And so it's teeing up just right for us. This game here, opportunity, understanding where the division is right here in front of us, what we've got left on the back half of the season with all these playoff type games without elimination or one thing or another. But we're going to do it, and I think first and foremost it's the belief of that. And these guys do believe that. We've put a lot of work into this thing, and we've got to take those scars and everything that has happened those past 2 years and make sure we take that into each week with our focus and our detail to make sure that's not who we are again.
Tell me about Here We Go.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? Is that the new Omaha?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. You know, somebody else just asked me that in the locker room, Mickey, and I couldn't give him the answer. So I called Tyler Biotage over, and he says, it really comes from me to tell them to stop communicating. So the is almost like your warning. Here we go, it's coming, and then whether we snap it or not, or it's a double cadence or that, but it's crazy. Once again, just talking about the platform and the reach, and to see how far this thing is taken off, it's definitely becoming an internet sensation.
I loved your quote after the game where you said, I have the pen. I have a chance to write the story. Where does that philosophy come from?
I've always believed I was in control. I always had faith in myself, always believed that people can have opinions, people can say what I can't do. I think it comes from a young age of people telling me I wouldn't play quarterback in high school, or I wouldn't go to college to be quarterback. You wouldn't play in the NFL. You'll be a tight end in the NFL. And if I was always reading their stories and believing that, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I always knew that this is my story, and you can read it if you want. You can have an opinion if you'd like, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, good or bad. I'm the one in control with the great support system I have, and I'm going to keep writing.
I can remember we had a team meeting after I saw one of the high school games being played over there in the Star. And I thought to myself that, all these kids playing high school football, they want to come over to this team meeting room and be a part of this. And as close as it is, they have these dreams and aspirations. It's a long road. It's hard to get there. A lot of hard work, a lot of people involved, some good fortune. Yep. And I remember walking out of that meeting with you and Zeke, and you came up behind me and said, Coach, I always knew I was going to be here. I always knew that I was going to be in this room. Where does that confidence come from?
I think for one, the support system that I had growing up. My mom, it starts there. From the first time that I ever said that, she said, you're right. And poured gas on any other thought that I had that correlated with me being successful, me being an NFL player. That, you know, if my mom said I could do it, it doesn't matter what you say. You know, she's the one that sees me. She sees the hard work I put in there. She sees how much passion I have for this game. She always said I eat, sleep, breathe football, and it hadn't changed. It really hasn't changed. And so always loved the game, but been convicted in my dreams. And not just that. You said some good fortune, but the discipline, the sacrifice, always keeping my goal and my dreams in front of me and walking the straight and narrow.
That meeting happened your rookie year, and now it's 8 years later, and people are talking about Dak Prescott being the MVP of the National Football League. Did you have that same thing in your mind, that you were headed this way to be an MVP-type player and win Super Bowl championships?
I did, and there's a lot more in that direction that's in my head. And that's why I prepare, that's why I train, that's why I approach the game, come to work each and every day with the attitude that I have. Is I know that I'm in control, and I know that the greatness is right there in front of me. We've got an amazing team right here, and as a leader, as a guy that's experienced, good, bad, throughout the NFL, it's important for me to make sure that I'm giving this to the young guys. No different than Jason Witten, Zach Martin, Sean Lee did for me. Make sure those young guys, I'm making them become leaders and just serving it forward as it was given to me.
You're an inspiration, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Love you.
Love you, my guy.
Good.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.